What are your favorite qualities of nannies?
Well, when I tell everybody I'm better than the average bear, what that means is I married someone above average who's taking care of me better than anybody in the world could take care of me. And that's not just now, that's from the beginning of time. And when we started out as teenagers, uh, I knew that I knew I had someone. I was very disorganized, and she was pretty organized. And we learned how to get along, and we learned how to raise kids. Actually, the kids taught us how to raise ourselves. Linda and I were young, 17-year-old, and we grew up with our kids. Our kids and, and we uh, actually grew up together.
What's a piece of advice you live by?
Well, people think life's easy, and it's not. It's hard, and you have to work at it. And when you don't work at it, it's easy for the pieces to fall apart. So the harder you work, the better your marriage will be. The harder you work, the actual better you will be at your job. The harder you work at at, at developing friends, it's that's how it goes. The world we live in is nobody will come to you. You have to go to them, and you have to be forward if you want to have a social life and if you want to have a good life.
Very true. What are some things you're grateful for?
Oh, the list is too many. There's just too many things that I'm grateful for. Um, and our our ages are each 83, and we've seen a lot, and we've done a lot, and uh, I'm grateful for living in this time period, in this time frame. Um, I seem to negotiate the time, and we seem to get be at the right spot at the right time, and I'm grateful for the fact that we had the family to support us, and it's still not still they're incredibly supporting us. I'm grateful for my family, and uh, I know that there's stages of life, and I know this is probably my last stage, but I really have enjoyed my children and grandchildren.
What are your top five favorite places you've traveled to?
Well, Europe would be my second greatest place. My first greatest place is the cross continental kits of trips that I took across the United States to go around a corner and see something you never knew existed. To watch whales beaching themselves up up in Oregon because they were sick. To to just explore nature. And people say, "Well, what was your favorite state?" I don't have a favorite state. There's no way anybody could have a favorite state. It's just there's certain states have terrific people in them, more so than others. But campers are in general are always usually pretty friendly. So I guess you set yourself up for opportunity when you hang around people that are positive, and hanging around campers has always been a good deal for us. We've always thrived at that. And of course, the climax of the camping world was spending 7 years in Texas for the winter months. So we were winter Texans, and that's something I'll always cherish.
What's a favorite memory you have from when your kids were younger?
Well, my, like mother, she thought about something camping. I came back from work, and and there was and the state park rangers were there, and the kids were crying. I said, "What's wrong?" Mommy went out to look at birds, and she has to come back. And so it wasn't much longer that another ranger brought her in. She had found a small deer, and she followed the deer and got lost. But those are the things that happen. It's like uh, if maybe you can find a picture for your home of her camping. She is just a worn out stick. Her hair is stuck to the side of her face, and she's exhausted taking care of these five kids. And so I kiss her goodbye in the morning, and I go off to work, and I come home around about 6 o'clock, and I'm having a great time. She's doing all the work. So my favorite experiences would be being with my family, and you know, we should add that we've had some wonderful friends that we've, Joe and Carol Williams. We went all over the world with them, and Mommy bought me a trip to Alaska on a boat one time. She saved her money, and how she did it, because I didn't give her any money. She scrounged it or snuck it under the rug or something. I don't know what she did, but anyway, she got us enough money to go to Alaska, and that was wonderful. So I really, I just remember a whole cluster of things. It's sometimes I think about it too much. It's just overwhelming, all the stuff that we've been able to. I've never hardly minimally planned. I minimally plan trips, and I'll plan something for a month. And the very first day, we will land, or we'll get to the RV, we'll get to where we're going, and I'll throw the book away because I just want to see what's out there on my own. Spontaneous. Mm-hmm. Spontaneous is my key of happiness. If I have to think about it too long, I won't do it. But if I pull the trigger right away, sometimes especially now I'm getting older, I have to watch that because I pull the trigger and I'm not really as good. But truthfully, we've made some fantastic decisions, spontaneous. The very first one I recall was with Christopher Jr., my grandson. We're on a bicycle trip down in Maryland, and I talked to somebody in a campground up around Cumberland, and I told him I was trying to get a job in Winchester. Did I know any places they could buy a house? He said, "Oh, there's a lovely community called the Summit at Lake Holiday." So me and my grandson went there, and my God, we were just blown away. It was the most impressive thing I've ever seen in my life. The real estate was about half of what it was in Pennsylvania, and had no trouble. We saw 5 or 6 houses, and the last house that we saw was the most perfect one. So I said to the lady, "I want to set an appointment up for next week, following week, and I want you to show my wife all the bad houses first." And that's exactly what she did. They were slummy, and they had holes in the wall, and there wasn't attractive. And then she got to this little house, and her eyes lit up. So that was the spontaneous, but I kind of trapped her in that one, So.
What house was that? This one?
No, Fairway Circle.
Yeah.
Was it called 217 or what was our address? 207 Fairway Circle. Anyway.
17 Locust Road.
Well, that was Locust Road was where I lived in Morton.
Oh. 17 though. No.
It was on Fairway Circle 107 or something like that.
107.
The reason that Fairway Circle was the whole community was built around a golf course, and I thought I was going to be a world's famous golfer. Mm-hmm. Turned out I became the world's worst golfer. One sport I couldn't do. Okay.
And what's your favorite memory from when you were first meeting Nanny, or when it was just you and Nanny, or what did you like about her?
Well, it shouldn't be on the camera, but she was very hot. She was hot. She had these short little red panty shorts like this. So.
Cut.
And no, it was each of us are having issues. My father died young, and she had issues at home. So when we got together, we were a match. We had so much in common, and we thrived on each other. We grew on each other, and so yeah, that was first time I ever had pizza was with Linda, and she introduced me to food. My mother made me meatloaf, peas, and mashed potatoes. That's what I had. Sometimes some fish sticks. But Linda's family ate all this crazy stuff. I couldn't stand it. It's horrible. So it took me several years. It took me about 15, 20 years to learn how to eat their food. And but yeah, it's I think we had a chemistry, and I think the chemistry is not what you think. You know the expression that opposites attracts. Linda and I are the opposite of the polar system. We are so far apart. You know, she's got me over to her politics finally after about 20 years.
I didn't make you.
But I made it. I figured it out on my own. But what I'm saying is, we don't think anything alike. She'll be going down one path and I'm going down another, but somehow we always meet up at the end. I don't know how that happens. So I think opposites do attract. I think there's an attraction to people that, in fact, don't act like you or think like you. You have some real attractions there.
Very true. Well, fantastic, guys.